Sometimes in life the best things are free, and that couldn't be more true when it comes to the new Automobilista 2 update and the amazing GT2 Milano. So here we are, my fellow AMS2 fans, out on track, and what a track! This is the 2001 layout of the Hockenheimring. I've chosen this particular circuit because it's got some awesome big braking zones which really highlight how engaging and dynamic these classic endurance cars are to race. And what a selection of endurance cars we have got to race, but more on those in a little bit. I want to talk about the new build and some of the updates and changes that have had a significant impact on me. So first of all, let's talk about the new anti-aliasing option, and I know I'm saying it wrong, but I've given up trying to pronounce it right, so bear with me, in the form of TAA. I gave it a quick try just to see what it was all about, and I did find that I thought the cars looked a little bit blurry. Now there is a sharpening slider to increase and decrease it, and I probably, if I had enough time, will want to play around with it for long enough. I'd probably get the graphics to look how I want them, but I've got a 5070 Ti and the Madness engine is so well optimized now that I've just left it with the original anti-aliasing options and set up, because it runs perfectly smooth for me and I've got all the eye candy I could ever want turned on. We're running at about 5 o'clock in the evening now. The sun is starting to set, and as you'll see as we come around the corner here, the sun is just breaking through the various trees and bushes, creating this sun ray dappled lighting effect. Just looks absolutely stunning, beautiful. It's one of the best looking sim racing titles out there. Now I think the TAA option is probably more for VR users to help squeeze a little bit of extra performance out, and it's great to see a dev team supporting VR users. It's a little bit lacking with some other sim racing titles. So it might be worth a try if that's how you go racing. Now the other update that didn't appear to be as big as what it turned out to be was the changes to the AI. And of course, I'm all excited, jumped straight in. And I was gutted. I thought the AI was broken. So I thought, okay, what's happened is the new update, something's gone wrong. I'll wait a day, hotfix will come out, and everything will be tickety-boo. Well, no hotfix came. Had a little look about on the various community groups. Nobody is talking about the AI and it being broken. So I thought, it's not the game, is it? It's me. I need to reassess the changes to the AI and reassess my settings that I've got the AI at. So I had a little look, and what I've been doing is I've been running the aggression up to the max, but I've been running the skill level quite low, about 80, and that was giving me the racing experience that I wanted. Well, that wasn't working anymore, so what I did was played around with different aggression and skill settings, and I found that ramping the skill level up to about 95, dropping the aggression back down to low, and it suddenly just worked. I found the AI that I could race and felt were racing me. And I tell you what, not only is the AI as good as it was, oh, bold claim coming here, I think the AI is the best it's ever been in Automobilista 2. They really are challenging to drive. I'm not showing that as in its best light here because I am trying to use a bit of my spare brain capacity to talk about AMS2, but when you're fully focused and you're in the zone, they really do provide what a realistic driving experience. You know, they're not brilliant. Which title has got brilliant, perfect AI? But it's a definite step forward. So if you're having trouble with your AI, it might be time to reevaluate your settings, which is what I had to do. But now, couldn't be happier. Could not be happier. I've got the sim racing title looking great. The AI are now performing really good. So we're ticking a lot of boxes. So let's move on to the 2005 Endurance car pack. Huge, great big DLC pack. I think it's got about 15 cars in it or something ridiculous like that. Weighs in at about £9. £9. What's that? That's a... Ooh, yeah. That's a frothy coffee and a croissant. Now, as lovely as that combination is, it's never going to give you as many thrills as racing an LMP1, LMP2, GT1, GT2 or GTR car around your favourite historic track. So, from a value perspective, you can't go wrong with this new car pack update. There is a track pack update with some track variations from 2005. I didn't think that was a big enough change from the current layouts that are in AMS2 for me to purchase it, but if you want that really authentic experience, there is a historic track pack to go with it. Now again, and this is a little bit of a theme with this build and content drop, I didn't like them. Any of them. Didn't enjoy the experience of driving them. So, off I toddle onto the interwebs, have a look to see what everybody else is saying. Nobody's complaining. And I'm thinking, okay, once again, it's me. In fact, it's nearly always me when something goes wrong. And I realised that I was driving a 2005 spec GT car the same way I would drive a 2025 spec GT car. And that was why I was getting a ton of understeer on corner entry and a ton of oversteer on corner exit. So I just needed to dial it back, take a step back, re-evaluate how I was driving them. And once I realised that the braking zones were longer and more involved, you know, the initial hard braking and then feathering the brake off so that you hit the corner apex at just the right speed, that the tyres have got enough grip and enough bite, and the car will turn in as sharp as anything. And then on the way out of the corner, you just need to be a little bit cautious on the initial throttle application. Just be a little bit smart. Think a little bit about how you're driving the car. And boof, you just ride the limit of adhesion, and those tyres, they grip up and bang, you're down the straight. And everything just clicked. And I've had some of the most amazing driving experiences behind the wheel of all kinds of different GT cars, from prototypes to massive great big GT1 cars. But my favourite happens to be this, the GT2 class. I like the fact that they're not quite as powerful as their bigger brothers further up the grid, but with no ABS, no traction control, they're slightly less dependent on aero for grip. And I think these are the sort of cars that AMS2 is really strong on. They do really well. There's a couple of cars. There's a Porsche, and there's this car. The nothing to do with, it's nothing like, passes no resemblance, fleeting or otherwise, to a Ferrari F360, sorry, Modena. All right, get that out of your minds. It is a Milano GT36. All right, so now we've got that clear. But I've settled on this car because it's just such a balanced and rewarding driving experience. When you nail this car, it just feels absolutely sublime. It's a wonderful feeling to hook a lap up with this car. It really is. And it's nothing to do with the fact that it's completely free. Yeah, if you own AMS2, that is. But all you got to do is click the download button for the new update, and hey presto, you get this. It's not a Ferrari, it's a Milano car for free. Proving the old adage, as I quoted in the intro, that the best things in life are free. And this car proves that point in bucket loads. So, but even though this car is free, you don't need to buy the endurance pack. When you race it, you will get to race against all of the other historic cars in the DLC pack. So it's not like you've got to race around in a one-make championship. You can have all the fun and all the glory of going toe-to-toe with the iconic Porsche. And as long as you don't want to drive it, you ain't got to pay for it. I think that's a really nice touch there from Reiza, and it's really appreciated. This has been a really odd one for me. I'm a very positive person. I like to look for the good and not the bad in things. And this is the first time in a long time that I've been initially frustrated with a new AMS2 update or content drop. But I'm so glad I took the time to stop, reevaluate, think, and just tweak and adjust a couple of settings in both the game and in my driving style. And it has unlocked the potential of this new build and of this new DLC content, and I am absolutely loving it. Now, they also have, I've forgotten one of the other, dear, too many gear changes. The AI have done the same thing as me. Not paying attention, although that is a tricky corner. That's my least favourite corner of this track. Anyway, stop wandering off. They've got a new website, a new portal for Automobilista 2. And the beauty of it is, bang slap on the front page, the home page, is they've brought together a lot of the SimGrid and Low Fuel Motorsport online racing events, which I can't wait to go and check out to see whether that helps boost the numbers. And as much as I like racing the AI, I do love to go online racing. You can't beat that thrill. And if you want to see some more of my online racing efforts, check out my sister channel, Simrig Racing, where it's nothing but online racing. There's a link to that in the video description. So, check out the new Automobilista 2 portal. I'll leave a link to the portal, I'll leave a link to the DLC, to the Steam store page for AMS2. Although, if you haven't got AMS2, it might be worth hanging on. Black Friday's coming, bound to be in a sale. So you can check out all the new content, try it out for yourself. But I've given you my thoughts and impressions. Get in that comment section. Let me know what you think. What do you think of the new AI? Did you find it frustrating, or did it just, you had it set up in a way that it worked right out the box? What do you think about sim racing titles bringing out historical content? We've got these amazing endurance cars here for AMS2. Race Room have been releasing super touring cars from the 90s. Is that a direction you like to see sim racing titles go in? I believe it's a brilliant market for the sim racing titles to go for. We all clamour for the glory days of motorsport. We're never going to race them in real life, so why not race them in the virtual world? But let me know in the comments. In the meantime, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. And if you do any of it, it's really appreciated. Really, really is appreciated. Helps out a small creator like me reach as many people as possible. In the meantime, happy sim racing. Have fun out there. Hopefully I'll see you out on track. In the meantime, bye bye.